wow, I have arrived. This is it. I have found myself.
And she graduated second in her class, and the rest is history.
How long does it take to bake, Mom?
I think it's an hour.
Let's cook this for an hour. We can get the Greek salad ready. Be haters?
Yeah.
Right. Wow. See, I think that's nice, that little bit of dressing.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? I bet you our moussaka's ready. The moussaka had cooked to perfection at 350 degrees for 1 hour. And of course, our dinner wouldn't be complete without a glass or two of Retsina. Okay.
Okay, here's to going back to Greece.
If I say so.
She was a good kid, and a very solid kid with a very good sense of what was important. Well, I'm very proud of Sarah. I think she's wonderful.
I think in high school, when you get down to it, she really was my best friend. She really was.
Coming up next on Food Network, celebrate Mother's Day with Martha Stewart on the special Mother's Day from Martha's Kitchen. Followed by Going for Gold, the Bocuse d'Or, and stay tuned for Emerald Live right here on Food Network.
Buying a carpet deep cleaner can be confusing. You may think they have steam or heat the water, but in fact, they don't. Presenting the Bissell ProHeat, the only upright deep cleaner with a built-in heater. So it cleans better than all its competitors. And now, when you add Bissell Fiber Cleansing Formula and Deep Cleaning Booster, you can out-clean all other leading brand machine formulas by up to 50% or more. Bissell, we mean clean.
Change it because you want to. Make it shine. Yeah, make a difference cause you can. Because it's time.
Change a little something or everything. Yeah, anything. Change your mind.
Change it. Make a difference. Yeah, you're ready. Because it's time.
Ask how, ask now.
Ask Sherwin-Williams.
Save 25% and more on all your project needs. Right now at your Sherwin-Williams store.
Big Mom and Dad are having fun. Why? They're just lying around doing nothing. Last night they had dinner for 2 boring hours. And this morning they were out on our balcony just staring at the water. We better do something. Yeah. It's worse than we thought. Come on, come on! Wendy, they'll thank us for this.
Disney Cruise Line. Come discover uncharted magic. It's Mother's Day from Martha's Kitchen. Join Martha and some special friends for a 1-hour show celebrating Mom. Create a keepsake tray set for breakfast in bed, plus plenty of sweet treats your mom will adore.
Did you know that Mother's Day was proclaimed in 1914 as a national holiday by President Woodrow Wilson? He thought the second Sunday in May should be Mother's Day. But before that, actually in 1872, Julia Ward Howe, who wrote the words to the Battle Hymn of the Republic, wanted that day, the second Sunday of May, dedicated as a day of peace. In 1907, Anna Jarvis of Philadelphia wanted to establish Mother's Day on the second anniversary of her mother's death as a way to turn a sad event into a more happy one. And today, we have all sorts of wonderful ways to celebrate our mothers. I don't know about you, but I'm always looking for the perfect tray on which to serve some milk and cookies, cups of coffee, iced tea, or even breakfast cereal. The right size tray is hard to find, but a beautiful tray like this can also be quite expensive. But you can easily make them at home using a picture frame. Let me show you how. First, you have to start with a frame. A frame like this which costs about $20. Can be found at a craft store or a framing store. I've taken everything out, the glass, the cardboard, everything, and see, I'm going to use it upside down. The bottom will be the actual front of the frame. It'll have sides so your dishes won't slip off. Sometimes the back of the frame has the little staples that hold the frame together. That will not be so pretty on the top of your finished frame. So you're going to sand any rough edges like that, and you're going to fill in any little indentations with a wood filler and fill in that mitered corner. I've already filled these corners in, and then with a piece of fine sandpaper, sand the corners and the edges smooth. Then you have to find some hardware. You'll need 2 handles, one for either side. And you can find these. You might even have some that you've taken off old kitchen cabinets. These are nickel, and I like the look of these very, very much. Or you can go for more contemporary pulls. These are probably kitchen drawer pulls, and these are beautiful stainless steel, shiny and kind of contemporary. So I'm going to use these today. Now you're going to have to find screws that won't be too long. So this is a good size. See, it'll just fit through the hardware and not protrude through the back of the frame. Now, time to measure for the handle. We want to measure exactly the middle of the short side of the frame. Then you will place the middle of your handle right there. And again, center it from top to bottom too. And now we're going to drill our holes using a cordless drill fitted with the correct size bit. Make sure always when you're drilling holes for screws that you choose a bit that's just slightly smaller than the screw. You want the screw to have a tight fit. So now we have 4 holes, 2 on each side, and now it's time to cut the moldings that are going to hold the glass in place. So you measure your little quarter round. These can be found at any hardware store or at any lumber yard, from corner to corner, and cut on your 45-degree angle using a miter box. Now I'll show you how I do this. Make sure that you leave enough overhang. You can waste a half an inch or so of this. Just mark right here. Your cuts are going to be on an angle, one this way and one that way, following the mitered corners of your frame. So now fit this right in on the appropriate angle. You can tighten this to hold it in place. And using the little saw that comes with this miter box, there, nice sharp cut. And now do the same thing to the other side of the molding, making sure that the cut goes in the opposite direction. And now it's time to paint. You can do this with whatever color you want, really. Just paint over the existing finish, and especially on the inside here. And don't forget, of course, to do your moldings. This one's all ready to finish. One handle is on, and let me just screw the other handle on. Match up the holes with the holes, and just screw this in. It's so satisfying to do a project like this that doesn't take a lot of time. And if you make more than one, you really maximize the use of your time. And that looks good. And now for the fun part. It's what are you going to put under the glass on your tray? This can be the opportunity to use an old tablecloth that might have some damage, this beautiful appliqued lemon pattern on this old cloth. Or you could use something that coordinates with the rest of your kitchen, an antique tea towel like this. First, you have to start with a base. And this is a piece of masonite which you can get cut to order at the lumberyard. Have the masonite cut to the size of the glass. And now we're going to cover this one with a lovely lavender linen, because I have these dried pansies. Last year, from my garden, we collected all kinds of pansies. We have the imperial antique shades. We have this wonderful lavender pansy. These are very brilliant shades of red and yellow bingo, they're called. So once you put your masonite board on your piece of fabric that's cut about 2 inches wider all the way around, we want to make sure that the corners aren't bulky, so we're going to trim the corners on an angle. And you need artist's tape. That gives you a very secure taping. This is artist's tape. You can get that at the art supply store. So there, once you cut all 4 corners, then you can draw your fabric very tautly around the masonite. So we're going to put this underneath the fabric like this, and then pull the fabric up over the masonite. And we'll do that around the entire tray. Do the sides first and then the top and bottom. I have one already done over here. Now start building the tray from the bottom up. First, your cardboard. This is the original cardboard that was in the frame. Then your lovely covered board. And don't worry that there's a little bit of space all the way around. This will be covered over by your molding. And we're going to use some tweezers to arrange our bingo pansies on the fabric. These look so pretty. And now your glass, make sure it's clean. You're going to touch it now only on the very, very edges. There, the glass fits very, very nicely. Now your moldings, you just apply a little bit of your wood glue along your molding and just make sure you fit it right in tightly. With your damp cloth, just remove that excess glue. A picture frame embellished to create a beautiful serving tray like this is lots of fun to make and lots of fun to use.
Brought to you in part by Hoover. Deep down, you want Hoover.
Nobody does it like you. Boy, they love to play horsey, so your carpet better be deep down clean. And for that, you need Hoover. Hey, you want the best, partner. The Hoover Steamback Wide Path. It sends hot water surging through 6 rotating brushes to scrub your carpet clean. No wonder it outcleans all leading brands. Hoover! If you want clean, deep down, you want Hoover.
He's an expert chef who's just slightly over the top. Join Ainsley Harriott for Ready, Set, Cook, the only game show that tastes great on Ready, Set, Cook. Weekdays at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific, only on Food Network.
Remember when you had everything you needed to go wherever your imagination could take you? Shouldn't you feel the same way about the internet? You can with the AT&T 7/7 offer. Get unlimited internet access and long distance together. Only $7 a month gives you AT&T WorldNet service with better connections and the fastest logon times, plus 7 cents a minute long distance all day, every day. Call now to unleash the possibilities. The AT&T 7/7 offer. Imagine that.
Too young for wrinkles? Stay that way. Now Nivea brings you Alpha Flavone, the powerful plant-derived antioxidant found only in new Alpha Flavone moisturizer. So you can help stop that first wrinkle before it starts.
I don't know how many of you out there think that Mother's Day is a over-commercialized, over-ballyhooed holiday, but I can assure you that in my family, we take Mother's Day very seriously. I've invited my niece Christina to come over today to teach her how to make a beautiful Mother's Day breakfast tray. And I hope all of you treat someone this Mother's Day to something like what we're going to create. Christina! Oh, you have a lot of nice stuff. I asked Christina to bring some flowers and a surprise. And what's in here?
A loaf of bread, which my mom baked.
Oh, it looks great. Perfect for cinnamon toast or French toast. And I have found the tray because every nice Mother's Day breakfast has to start with a tray.
It's very nice.
Isn't that pretty? So the flowers, daffodils, tulips. Oh, these are so beautiful, the little Dutch iris and crocus. I have the water boiling for the soft-boiled eggs. And start with the freshest, most delicious eggs you can find into simmering water and just put them in slowly. Oh, that's a big, giant green egg. And have to watch them really carefully because if they crack, you have to put in another egg for the pot. And the eggs are room temperature, not ice cold. Should we do one little tiny one just for fun?
Sure.
Okay, here's a cute one. A little baby. That'll take exactly 3 minutes.
Okay, so
and the others are going to take a little bit more than 4 minutes. Yeah, so flip that over now. You can raise the heat a little bit. Bring that to a soft boil.
Okay.
And we will soft boil the eggs. This is beautiful bread. When did your mother get up to bake this?
Pretty early.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to mix up the cinnamon for the toast. Just a little bit, like 1/4 cinnamon to 3/4 of, if you have it, vanilla sugar. Be very nice. I'm going to put the toast right in here. Now you can toast this in the oven if you like, or in the toaster. And for cinnamon toast, you toast it kind of dark. Lots and lots of flowers.
Okay.
And now for the tea, I always warm my teapot before I add the tea. Just an inch or two of boiling hot water. Let it just sit in the teapot like that. And now here, I'm taking these out because they really are done. So these will stay nice and warm and they won't really cook anymore once they've been removed from the water. Don't you think Grandma will love these colors?
Yes.
Oh, and because Grandma loves to have pepper on her soft-boiled eggs, I'm going to make a little pepper and salt dish and serve it with a little silver spoon. Isn't that cute?
Very.
I'll put that on the tray. So that's really the first thing that goes on our tray. And an egg cup. And a bowl of sugar. And I'm going to have lemon on the tray and some milk. Here we have lovely toast. I'm going to spread it with butter. For Mother's Day, I think we can be a little generous with the butter, don't you?
Yes.
I learned how to make this cinnamon toast when I was a little girl. That's what we were always treated to on Sunday breakfast. So this can be put on a plate and kept warm in the oven until you're ready to send breakfast up. How are you doing?
Pretty good.
Gorgeous. Well, this pot is very, very hot. And then one big pinch of tea and fill the pot as full as possible. Here's the very pretty little robin's egg cup. Oh, how great these look. You are a wonderful arranger. Oh, nothing could be more beautiful. Lily flowering tulips and little tiny spring garden flowers. Oh, you have to do orange juice. Now, it's nice to make a combination of blood orange and regular orange, as long as the oranges are very, very sweet.
Okay.
Do you think Grandma would like a grapefruit too?
I think so.
Okay, let's try a grapefruit. Okay, so we can cut this just slightly fancy, going on a zigzag.
That looks
Look how pretty that turned out. Grandma doesn't like it cut out. She likes to dig it out with her grapefruit spoon. So we're going to just do that. And how about, don't you think a pretty little blue flower right in the center?
Sure.
Okay. And here we have a green egg and a brown egg. Do you think we should cut the cinnamon toast into slightly smaller pieces?
That would look nice.
Yeah. You can make it into those little triangles. Think that's enough? Yeah. We can keep that for us. Okay. That can go there. The cup can go there. I'll carry the tray, and you can carry the tea, and that will be a Mother's Day that I think any mother in America or anywhere in the world where Mother's Day is celebrated would just love to get, wouldn't you?
Yes.
For recipes, resources, and more from Martha's Kitchen, visit marthastewart.com. And for more information about this or other Food Network shows, visit foodtv.com.
Brought to you in part by Lactaid. It's just another name for milk.
Dream, 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 dream.
Suddenly, millions of people are dreaming about dairy foods. They just can't seem to get them off their minds. The reason? Lactaid Ultra. Lactaid is the simple, natural way to make dairy easy to digest. Just take it with your first bite. That's all it takes to make your dreams come true. Lactaid Ultra, for the love of dairy.
Whether we're delving into a chunk of cheddar cheese or a simple sack of sugar, Good Eats looks for the mythic and the mundane. We get to the root of all culinary matters, and when we find it, we cook it and eat it.
Good Eats, tonight at 9 Eastern and Pacific.
Think Mom and Dad are having fun? Why? They're just lying around doing nothing. Last night they had dinner for 2 boring hours. And this morning they were out on our balcony just staring at the water. We better do something. Yeah. It's worse than we thought. Come on! One day, they'll thank us for this.
Disney Cruise Line. Come discover uncharted magic.
Buying a carpet deep cleaner can be confusing. You may think they have steam or heat the water, but in fact, they don't. Presenting the Bissell Pro Heat, the only upright deep cleaner with a built-in heater. So it cleans better than all its competitors. And now, when you add Bissell Fiber Cleansing Formula and Deep Cleaning Booster, you can outclean all other leading brand machine formulas by up to 50% or more. Bissell, we mean clean.
Today I made an omelet.
I picked an apple.
I sent the fax.
This is about chemotherapy and living your life. This is about Procrit. If you're a chemotherapy patient and you feel tired and weak, ask your doctor about Procrit.
I played a game.
Procrit is a natural way to regain red blood cells lost during chemotherapy. And more red blood cells can mean more strength.
I caught a fish.
Procrit is safe and effective. In studies, only diarrhea and edema occurred more often with Procrit than placebo. Procrit is for patients with non-myeloid cancers.
I went to the store.
Call now and learn how Procrit can help you get back the strength you need. Your strength for living.
FoodTV.com puts the culinary world at your fingertips. Recipes you'll love, advice you'll need, and live chats with your favorite chefs. It's all at FoodTV.com.
If you love carrot cake the way I love carrot cake with its rich cream cheese frosting and its real sort of moist interior, you're going to love our Mother's Day cookie, which was inspired by carrot cake, and we call them carrot cake cookies. And first we have to cream the butter, and I'm doing this right in our favorite size KitchenAid. So 2 sticks of softened, unsalted butter. That's a ½ pound. And add 1 cup of light brown sugar and 1 cup of granulated sugar. As soon as we measure this, it gets dry. You pack your brown sugar, don't forget. And 1 cup, as I said, of granulated sugar. And while that's creamy, you can sift the dry ingredients. 1½ cups of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of baking powder. And I always tell you, make sure that your baking powder is fresh. 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, nice fresh ground cinnamon, so flavorful. 1/2 teaspoon of ground ginger, and some freshly grated nutmeg, 1/2 teaspoon, so that's about 1/2 nutmeg. And just sift all this together. So now our butter and sugar is very nice and creamy, and I'll add 2 eggs. beautiful color. A friend of ours has these beautiful chickens that lay these dark brown eggs. And 1 teaspoon of really good vanilla. Good idea to scrape down the bowl just once before you add the dry ingredients. Now this batter is going to be a little sticky for forming the cookies, so we're going to chill it. I don't want to overbeat it. And now I'm going to mix in 2 cups of old-fashioned rolled oats. These are like this oatmeal that cooks in about 10 minutes, or you don't want to use the instant oats. And grated carrots. I have to finish grating my carrot. Now we're using the fine part of the grater and nice fresh carrots. And you need 1.5 cups of grated carrot. What a beautiful color. And our raisins, 1 cup. Now you don't want to really mix the raisins too much because you don't want to break them down. That's about it. And you can now do a last mixing with your rubber spatula. And the nice thing about this recipe is that there's no oil in the batter. So now this should chill so that you can scoop out the dough with a little ice cream scoop. So chill for about 30 minutes. And I have one already chilled. And now using a 1/2 ounce ice cream scoop, which is such an easy way to make cookies, I must tell you. Always buy the scoop that has the little release. This releases the dough. And we have some cookies already baked, because the cookies, in order to fill them, we're filling these with that lovely traditional carrot cake frosting. The cookies have to be cool. And just proceed until you finish all of them. So the oven's been preheated to 350 degrees. Bake the cookies for 10 to 12 minutes. You can rotate the pan to halfway through the baking process so that you want cookies when they come out that look this color, no darker. To make the frosting, 8 ounces of cream cheese at room temperature, very easy if it's at room temperature, and 1 stick, 1/4 of a pound of unsalted butter that's also at room temperature. And just mash this together. You can do this in a electric mixer too, but it's absolutely unnecessary if the cream cheese and the butter are at room temperature. Oh, and I like to put a little tiny bit of vanilla in my frosting. And we have to sift our confectioner's sugar right into the cheese and butter. And it's 1 cup of confectioner's sugar. And very important to sift. Don't think you can omit that. Same as with the flour, you're going to have big lumps of sugar and it won't be a smooth, creamy frosting. And just stir until the sugar is absorbed by the butter and the cheese. And take your little spatula and just put a little bit of frosting on 1 cookie, sandwich it together. And these cookies should be refrigerated if you're going to keep them for longer than they stick around at my house, because these will be devoured immediately. But keep them refrigerated, and they'll stay in the refrigerator for about 3 days. Well, there's just not a top for this one, so I think I'll just sneak a little taste. Crunchy on the outside, very moist on the inside. And that frosting is as good as on any carrot cake.
Some very special friends join Martha for a simple and charming gift for Mom. Coming up next.
Tomorrow on Emerald Live, we're celebrating
one of Mom's big days.
Mother's Day.
Yes, indeedy.
Emerald's got a menu just for Mom.
We're really cooking here.
A memorable brunch for incredible women.
Finish it like that with a little bit of pine nuts.
Sumptuous salads.
People flip when I do this.
And a well-deserved omelet.
You can add a little bit of caviar like this right on the omelet.
Emerald Live, our favorite moms, tomorrow at 8 Eastern and Pacific. On Food Network, Moms Rule.
Celebrate Mom's Day on Emerald Live!
Let me ask you this. If I have to rinse my dishes, then put them in the dishwasher, take them out, and pick off the food, why do I have a dishwasher?
Electrosol can solve that problem for you because Electrosol has dual action tabs with an effervescent blue layer that gets your dishes clean and shiny the first time.
Thank you.
Problem solved. Electrosol.
You can't live without water. Can you live without art? The bold look of Kohler.
Nobody does it like you. Boy, they love to play horsey, so your carpet better be deep down clean. And for that, you need Hoover. Hey, you want the best partner. The Hoover Steamback Wide Path. It sends hot water surging through 6 rotating brushes to scrub your carpet clean. No wonder it outcleans all leading brands. Hoover! If you want clean, deep down, you want Hoover.
Too young for wrinkles? Stay that way. Now Nivea brings you Alpha Flavone, the powerful plant-derived antioxidant found only in new Alpha Flavone moisturizer. So you can help stop that first wrinkle before it starts.
Your perfect automobile. Imagine it. It's one of the world's most aerodynamic luxury sedans. It has a throttle system inspired by fighter aircraft for lightning response. It can adapt to the speed of the car ahead. The all-new Lexus LS 430. You don't have to imagine anymore. See your Lexus dealer now.
The Mother's Day sale at JCPenney. Because sometimes the ones who celebrate Mother's Day most aren't the mothers at all. Now save 20 to 60% off regular prices on fine jewelry, like our 2001 keepsake pendant. And get 100 inches of luscious cultured pearls for $100. It's all inside. Make the memories. JCPenney.
Who knows how long you'll live? Who knows how you'll die? If you have high cholesterol, will a heart attack make your life run out before it has to? Imagine there was a way to reduce your risk of a heart attack to help extend your life. Wouldn't you? Ask your doctor about Pravachol. If you're dieting and exercising and you still have high cholesterol, adding Pravachol can make a difference. Other drugs can lower cholesterol, but only Pravachol is proven to help prevent both first and second heart attacks, to help you live a longer, healthier life. Pravachol, a prescription drug, is not for everyone, including women who are pregnant or nursing or may become pregnant, or people with liver problems. Because serious side effects can result, tell your doctor about any muscle pain or weakness you experience while on Pravachol, and about any medications you are taking. He may do blood tests to check for liver problems. Ask your doctor. Make the Pravachol today. Pravachol. Help make the story of your life a longer one.
We have an excellent group of students, would-be flower designers with us today. My sister Kathy Evans teaches English as a second language at the North Mianus School in Greenwich, Connecticut. And these are 4 of her 11-year-old students. And I thought it would be so nice to have them come here today and make a Mother's Day present. This is Maiko Fukuda. This is Emily Furukawa. This is Mari Ishiguro. and Yuka Sugimori over here in the blue. And I'm really thrilled to have you here. And I know that your mothers and your grandmothers will be thrilled to receive these presents from you. Now what we're doing is covering the basic ordinary cans with glorious ribbon. All these ribbons can be recycled from Christmas presents or birthday presents. Whenever you get something really pretty, do you save your ribbon? You do? And you can just iron the ribbon and roll it up nicely and just save it in a box for future use. So why don't you cut this to fit? We want to cut it just 1/2 inch larger than the circumference of the can, okay? And you have the chance here to use your very beautiful decorative scissors. If you have a pair of pinking shears that are in a scallop shape, this is a nice time to use them. These are old whisk scissors that have this beautiful scalloped edge. So you have already done a very neat job on this using your nice scalloped scissor. You can adorn this a little bit more if you'd like with a piece of little ribbon. Do you want to use some other color on here? Maybe a little bit of yellow around the top and the bottom. So why don't you cut pieces that will go just around there, and we'll use a fabric glue. This Magnatac works really well. So you can just put little dots of Magnatac and attach your ribbon. So try that. What about you? Let's see what you're doing here. Want to use a pretty decorative scissor? Okay. Why don't you cut that edge nice and straight? And this one's ready to adorn. Oh, very nice. Now I think it would be pretty to put something like a rickrack just on the can. You want to do that?
Yeah.
That's very pretty, so cut it just the right length. Want me to cut the tape for you? That would help so you can hold that very tight. Use tape for the entire length here, okay? This is double stick tape. Good. Lovely. Oh, that's pretty. Do you want to tie little bows on it? Using this, maybe?
Okay.
Look how neat you're doing that. Oh. Here, we'll just do the glue first, okay. And then we'll worry about putting the ribbon on. Oh, how nice. You can cut that a little shorter, but then put a little dot of glue underneath the end. Here, let's see how that looks. Want to put a bow like that? Oh, how pretty that would be. These you can arrange in any way that you wish and just attach it with the glue. Oh, look how beautiful. Don't you love that? So we're going to fill that with maybe yellow daffodils and maybe a couple of tulips. Wouldn't that be great? I love that. Very good job. Would you like to do any other adornment on this? Yes? Okay, well, do whatever you like. I want to make one. I think I'll do blue and black polka dot. So this is a very simple thing that you can do for Mother's Day, right? Mm-hmm. In Japan, is there a Mother's Day?
Yes.
Yes, and when is it celebrated?
May 14th.
Same day as American Mother's Day? Mm-hmm. Ah, how nice. Oh, how pretty that is. Oh, Mari, that is beautiful.
Thank you.
Maybe I won't let you take that home to your mother. I would like to have that one. And you know what comes after you make your Mother's Day present?
No.
Father's Day. And you guys clean up the table, and I will start getting the flowers ready. Okay? Okay. Excuse me. Aren't these great? So they're fragrant, and they're fresh, and they are springtime. Exactly what any mother would love to have. The more flowers, the better. Just take a handful of this and that, whatever you like. Oh, I just love it. And you know, the hyacinths, as they stay in the water, will open and become more and more fragrant. The daffodils will too. So you can use all of one kind of flower. You can use a mixture of flowers. Those are called parrot tulips.
Parrot?
Yes, don't they look kind of like parrots? Very special. Would you like a few more tulips? Here, they would be nice. Those are good.
Hello, girls. Martha, hello.
Sister Kathy.
Oh, they look like they've had the most creative morning here with you.
They're great girls, Kathy.
Smells incredible in here as well.
And your teaching them English has worked very nicely. They speak very good English.
Thank you. I would love to have a souvenir picture of all of you together with Martha. Could we make an arrangement on this side of the table?
So bring your favorite flower arrangement, and we will hold it up for the camera.
Oh, beautiful.
Here, I think I'll hold this one up. Come on over here.
Beautiful. Oh, excellent.
And maybe you could get a picture and give the picture with the flower arrangement for Mother's Day.
Oh, good idea.
Okay? And just think of me as your second mother.
Big smile. Thank you.
Coming up next, more sweet ideas for Mom.
Brought to you in part by Bissell. We mean clean.
Buying a carpet deep cleaner can be confusing. You may think they have steam or heat the water, but in fact, they don't. Presenting the Bissell Pro Heat, the only upright deep cleaner with a built-in heater. So it cleans better than all its competitors. And now, when you add Bissell Fiber Cleansing Formula and Deep Cleaning Booster, you can out-clean all other leading brand machine formulas by up to 50% or more. Bissell, we mean clean.
Mario Batali, master of farfalle, Italico, cooks up on your show.
Mario Eats Italy. Monday nights at 9 only on Food Network.
Mario!
1935. The year the first Suburban was introduced was a simpler time. Unless, of course, you locked your keys in the car. In that case, the simpler time would be now.
OnStar, how can I help you?
Yeah, I locked my keys in the car.
Oh, no problem.
Thanks. It's the best Suburban yet. The new Chevy Suburban, like a rock.
Robin, honey.
Hi, sweetie.
So what do you guys think?
Oh.
What happened to my smile?
I think it's going to be hibernating for a while.
Your sister's already here?
Okay, show me yours. Lisa, I thought that we decided we're going to go through this together. We are. I'm wearing mine. You can't be. I am.
Let me get a picture, you guys. Smile. Hey, I can finally tell you two apart.
Introducing Invisalign, the invisible way to straighten your teeth without braces. For an orthodontist near you, call 1-800-INVISIBLE.
Remember when you had everything you needed to go wherever your imagination could take you? Shouldn't you feel the same way about the internet? You can with the AT&T 7/7 offer. Get unlimited internet access and long distance together. Only $7 a month gives you AT&T WorldNet service with better connections and the fastest logon times, plus 7 cents a minute long distance all day, every day. Call now to unleash the possibilities. The AT&T 7/7 offer. Imagine that.
Your birthday isn't for another 6 months. Maybe you should celebrate today. Who knows where you'll be in 6 months? Better to play it safe.
Baskin-Robbins ice cream cakes, the perfect combination of rich ice cream and moist cake. Try one today. And don't forget Mom. She likes ice cream and cake too. Baskin-Robbins, what's your flavor?
Hey, Barkley. You know those liquid drops, the ones for fleas? Well, they can rub off.
They can?
Well, I heard that they can leave pesticide residue in your home.
There's got to be a cleaner way. It's a tablet. It's called Sentinel.
With Sentinel, there is no pesticide residue.
Your dog has to be tested for heartworm before using Sentinel. In a small percentage of treated dogs, digestive, neurological, and skin side effects may occur. Sentinel. You do have a choice in flea control.
If your mother bakes as much as I do, a nice gift is a homemade vanilla extract. Although you have to wait some time for the results, it is well worth it because this extract takes some time to develop. I'm going to make a large batch, this much, so that I'll have plenty to give away and plenty to use myself. Take 2 very good vanilla beans. This is how a vanilla bean comes to you from Tahiti. And we keep them sealed in a plastic bag like this. And now with the back of a knife, not the sharp side of the knife, just smooth out the vanilla bean so that the seeds are evenly distributed. Makes it easier to cut in half. And now just split the vanilla bean down its length. You'll want 2 per bottle. And we're going to make this extract in vodka. You can use bourbon, you can use whatever flavoring you really prefer, but I love the non-flavor of a very good vodka. You take your knife and you go through the vanilla bean like this and split down lengthwise. When you open it up, you have exposed all of those beautiful vanilla seeds. And tear it in half. And this is what we will insert in our bottle of vodka. You can use the very, very expensive Russian vodkas, or you can use a less dear version. When I'm making an extract like this, I use the best that I can find. Now let this stay tightly covered in a dark place, and it must be kind of cool in that dark place, and let it stay there for 4 to 6 months, shaking the jar occasionally. Now here is some extract. Oh, it tastes so good. And I'm going to, I just save the old vanilla jars or any other kinds of pretty jars, wash them, sterilize them very well, and then fill with your homemade extract. If you're making your own ice creams, your own crème anglaise, your own crème pâtissière, this vanilla will be a superb addition. And we'll clearly identify it. And it is ready with maybe a little bit of wrapping, a pretty ribbon to give away as a very special Mother's Day gift. Homemade vanilla extract, it's a good thing. A chocolate chip meringue. It's light, it's fluffy, and it is really beautiful. Meringues are used in so many different ways, from cookies like these, to cake bases for the French dacquoise, to the topping for an American original lemon meringue pie. I'll teach you some simple guidelines for the perfect meringue while we're making the perfect chocolate chip meringue cookie. First, I'm making my chocolate chips. We can use the store-bought variety, which all of you know about, these pretty little chocolate chips. And these are basically made out of domestic chocolate. They're very good, and they're usually semi-sweet. But you can add a very fancy chocolate like Valrhona, which we buy in bulk. Valrhona is a French chocolate, and it is the chocolate of choice of many, many great bakers. I'm trying to get the chocolate broken up into chip sizes. I'm using what's called a chocolate fork, and you can get this kind of fork in baking catalogs and also in New York at the New York Cake and Baking Store. Now, you could also break the chocolate with a knife, but I find that you're going to get bigger chunks if you use the chocolate fork. We don't want the little pieces because those will kind of dirty up the meringue rather than just enhance it with chunks of chocolate. What we're going to be making right now is called the simple meringue. What I always do before I use a stainless steel bowl for mixing egg whites or a copper bowl is to make sure it's been washed in very, very hot water so there is no sign of grease or butter or anything. And we have 6 large egg whites. Also, the egg whites should be at room temperature. And now we're going to just start to beat these. So start at low speed when you're whipping your egg whites for the simple meringue. And as you break up the egg whites, we're going to add 1 1/4 cups of very, very finely ground sugar, super fine. And we add this just a few spoons at a time and just sprinkle it on. So notice, the slower you add, the silkier the meringue. And you just keep sprinkling it on the surface as the beater is beating and beating. If you overbeat your egg whites, you're going to get a really dry and cracked meringue, which will not look good. You want it to hold really stiff peaks. And we'll just check it. Lower this. And oh, it looks very beautiful. It holds a stiff peak. It is shiny and glossy, and if I touch it, it doesn't seem to have any grains in it whatsoever. It's very nice. This is a great cookie for people who can't have cholesterol-based desserts. And now with a large rubber spatula, gently, gently fold in your chocolate chunks. These cookies are going to cook for 3 hours at 175 degrees. So don't make these cookies when you're going to need your oven for anything else. So I'm just gently folding these in, and we're going to spoon the cookies onto Silpat lined sheets. These are great. And we want to put 4 mounds of meringue in a row. You want the chocolate kind of suspended into the meringue. It will melt, but it won't run. There. And we'll put this into the oven. 1 layer in the oven. Don't stack them on top of each other because you want the air really to circulate. If you don't want to make chocolate, you could vary this recipe by adding very coarsely chopped dried apricots. That'd be really good. And I've also had them that are very delicious, believe it or not, with prunes, dried prunes. And just make sure that your oven's at 175 degrees. If they start to brown, your oven temperature is too high and you must turn down your oven. But they're delicious. Wait till you see how they look. Here we have our first batch. And you just remove these to a rack for cooling. See how easily they come off of this Silpat? And they are, you can hear, nice and dry. It's exactly the way we want them. And they are not colored at all. I have to taste this. I'm gonna break it first to see how it is. Oh, tender, airy and light, full of chocolate. I could eat 10 of them. Chocolate chip meringues. A beautiful Mother's Day cookie.
A Food Network special event. It's the most prestigious culinary competition in the world. The Bocuse d'Or. The world's greatest chefs. The highest quality ingredients. One winning recipe. Meet the contestants, discover their training secrets, and find out if they can truly rise to the occasion. Bocuse d'Or, a 2-hour special. Today, starting at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific, only on Food Network.
Too young for wrinkles? Stay that way. Now Nivea brings you Alpha Flavone, the powerful plant-derived antioxidant found only in new Alpha Flavone moisturizer. So you can help stop that first wrinkle before it starts.
Dream, 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 dream.
Suddenly, millions of people are dreaming about dairy foods. They just can't seem to get them off their minds. The reason? Lactate Ultra. Lactate is the simple, natural way to make dairy easy to digest. Just take it with your first bite. That's all it takes to make your dreams come true. Lactate Ultra, for the love of dairy.
Let me ask you this. If I have to rinse my dishes, then put them in the dishwasher, take them out, and pick off the food, why do I have a dishwasher?
Electrosol can solve that problem for you because Electrosol has dual action tabs with an effervescent blue layer that gets your dishes clean and shiny the first time.
Thank you.
Problem solved. Electrosol.
Chefware, the look that cooks.
The Wind Tunnel Bagless by Hoover picks up more dirt than any other bagless upright. Wind Tunnel technology for clean, bagless for convenience. And with the powered hand tool, it's more than just easy. It's also quite powerful. Perhaps the world's best vacuum.
My everyday fertilizers are made from organic and all-natural ingredients.
Thank you. Thank you, Martha. Love the new annuals and perennials.
And we have more than 100 varieties. Many grown especially for us.
Beautiful roses.
Our tools are guaranteed for 5 to 10 years.
Hundreds of seeds for your vegetable patch. Beautiful baskets.
Everything you need to create a storybook garden.
Exclusively at K.
No matter how pretty you are, when your nails look bad, you look bad. Introducing Salon Shaper, the cordless electronic nail care system for professional manicures and pedicures right at home. You get 5 nail heads to sculpt, shape, and polish nails quickly, safely. The high-speed rotation is powerful enough for acrylics or tough toenails, yet it's gentle enough to massage cuticles. The diamond cone removes dead skin, corns, calluses. The grinding cone smooths thick or rippled nails. The small grinding cone curves into corners. The emery head shapes, sculpts, and trims. The soft felt cone polishes nails, pushes back cuticles, and stimulates nail growth. The Salon Shaper nail care system with 5 heads and free travel bag, just $19.99. But wait, call now and get a second one free. Imagine 2 Salon Shapers for just $19.99. Order now.
To order your Salon Shaper nail system for only $19.99 plus shipping, have your credit card ready and call 1-800-522-7997 or send check or money order to the address on your screen.
Do you know what a fool is? No, not a silly fool, but a sweet fool, an old-fashioned English dessert. Fools are traditionally made with simmered, pureed fruits, layered or folded into whipped cream. They're often made with gooseberries or other kinds of berries, but today I'm using kiwis, these beautiful fuzzy fruits, which are also known as Chinese gooseberries, and some other tropical fruits, pineapples and papayas. You have to make sure that your fruits are really ripe and delicious. They have to have a lot of flavor. And we've been ripening our papayas carefully so that they're soft to the touch, but not mushy. The pineapples, well, you can't really tell just from looking how good a pineapple is. One way that I always test a pineapple is by smelling. And this smells really good. And to take the top off a pineapple, use a cloth and just grab the leaves and twist. It comes right out. So we gently cut off the ends with a sharp knife and peel the kiwi, taking off as little of the flesh as possible. And the kiwi is going to be cut into rather large pieces because we're going to put it into a sugar syrup, and then we're going to puree the kiwi. The pineapple is to be cut up into 1/4-inch pieces, and we've already cut up a nice sweet pineapple, and you can see how pretty and yellow it is. Sometimes, if you're lucky, you'll get an orange pineapple. And now the papaya, it's good to cut it in half like that. This one's cutting nicely. It's full of papaya caviar. These are the seeds, which we're not going to use in this particular dish, but they're very edible and very good for you. Just scrape out the seeds and peel off the green skin. Both the papaya and the kiwi are going to be marinated in a sugar syrup. In a medium saucepan, combine 3 cups of water, 1½ cups of sugar, and 1 vanilla bean split and scraped. And into this same sugar syrup, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of freshly squeezed lime juice. Bring this to a boil, let the sugar dissolve, and then set it aside for your fruit. Now, don't use bottled lime juice. It has to be fresh lime juice. Bring this to a boil. Make sure that all the sugar is dissolved, and we're going to add 1/4 cup of this fragrant rum. And now you don't even have to let this syrup cool. Just pour it over your fruits. Cover with parchment. You can just leave it sitting out until it attains room temperature, and then you could use it. But if you're going to save it till tomorrow, refrigerate it overnight. And now we have some fruits that have already been marinating in the sugar syrup. And we have to strain the fruits, and we're going to puree just the kiwi and the papaya. Because it's not cooked, it maintains a really beautiful green color. You could also put it in a blender and enjoy it with crushed ice. Could be a little bit of a kiwi margarita. So there's your kiwi puree. And into another KitchenAid base, we're going to put our strained papaya. And this puree could be used as the basis for a sorbet. And the pineapple, we're just not going to puree, but leave in those small 1/4-inch pieces. So there we have kiwi, pineapple, and papaya. Make sure that you have an icy bowl and cold heavy cream, 1½ cups of heavy cream. And you can use a muscovado, which is a dark sugar or a dark brown sugar, or even just a raw sugar. And now whip up your cream. You want the cream well beaten. It has to be almost stiff. There. What a lovely consistency and a great color. So now we're going to create our parfaits. We start with our kiwi puree, and then some whipped cream, and then some pineapple. You could also make this, layer it in a big glass bowl if you want to make a lot for a party. Fools are often made in big bowls and then spooned out. And now for the lovely bright orange papaya. And now top with a dollop of whipped cream. A few honey roasted macadamia nuts. Tropical Fool for Mother's Day.
Coming up next on Food Network, 2 chefs are going for
in the air. I'll just go ahead and use those. Better safe than sorry. Go ahead and put this in. All right, pretty slick, huh? Now all I've got to do is put the other one in, take my ledger strip down, and I have more space. Remember, you can find more information on today's show by visiting our DIY website. Look for Home Repair and Remodeling episode number 127, Basic Bathroom Installations. Hopefully we've inspired you to tackle some basic bathroom installations yourself. Now you can do it yourself. See you next time.
Coming up next on DIY Crafts, we'll show you how to make an ink cleaner for your rubber stamps. Peel a paint pad from its backing and fit into a baby wipe container. Fill with half glass cleaner and half water to clean your stamps. Then, see how to make quick and easy placemats, fabric cover-ups, and find out how to give that old piece of furniture a facelift. Next on DIY Crafts, or online, go to DIYnet.com and click on episode 127.
Hi, I'm Mary Lyon, and this is DIY Crafts. If you are a crafter who doesn't want to tackle huge projects, then today's show is just for you. All the crafts on today's episode are quick and easy, and best of all, you can do them yourself. On today's show, you'll find out about favorite crafting tools, crayon creations, super fast placemats, fabric cover-ups, furniture facelifts, gift wrapping tips, and the magic of markers. Welcome to DIY Crafts. Thanks so much for joining me. Before we get started, I want to remind you that if you want more information about today's show, visit the DIY website and look for Crafts episode number 127. You know, it seems like every time you go to your favorite craft store, there's some new tool to try out. Most of them work great and make your life easier, but some, well, are not quite as helpful. So it's always nice when you have a friend who's tried some new tool and can give you a good referral. We are lucky because we have such a friend. Let's watch as Carol Duvall tells us about some of her favorites in this clip from the Carol Duvall Show.
Haven't you always really wanted one of these things? You can make your own perforations. Well, they're on the market now, you know. And I have one. And I have no idea why I needed it, but I knew that I needed it. It was just one of those things. So we sort of had a thing around here. I said, okay, everybody has to come to work tomorrow with an idea of why you would need one of these perforators. Well, the best idea was from one of our producers, Linda Watson, who said for people who, you know, put those things up on the bulletin board in grocery stores or schools or things like that, where you leave your telephone number, your babysitter, whatever, and then it makes it much easier for people to rip them off. Ooh, I shouldn't have used that term. Anyway, it is an interesting product, and I'm glad I have it, and I'm going to do something with it one day. Here is another one that I have that I am absolutely wildly in love with. It's one of these mini on the market plastic rulers. It has a couple of things about it that I think make it quite extra special wonderful. First of all, it has a lip edge on it, so that if you're on the edge of the table, it holds it on your cutting board, or on, in this case, I'm cutting a piece of foam board, so it holds it. But best of all, it's written in gold. So whether you are cutting something that is black, whether you're cutting something that is dark color, a light color, you're cutting something straight, of course, helps. White, it shows up on everything. So you don't have to be a quilter to enjoy and appreciate something like this. I use mine all the time, and I cut straighter than that, too. I'm sure that a lot of you have seen or are familiar now with this new kind of paper punch. They have some of the cutest little things. This is also from Fiskars. And look at that, darling, all those cute little Scotties. Got to think of a project to use all the things that you would ordinarily throw away, all the dots. But isn't that cute? Now, the thing of it is, they have all these things, and I'm sure that anybody, once you start buying one of these, you're going to want to buy all the different kinds of punches. It's great when you're into making a lot of cards and cute note paper and things. But these things that go in, the changeable die cuts or whatever they are heavy and bulky. But you know, we found the perfect place to store them. This happens to be a storage thing made by Delta for their holding their stencil paints. But it works perfectly for this. On the other, and it's under $5. On the other hand, if you'd like to make your own, it only seems logical that you could get some of this foam that so many of us get every time we buy something. It seems that's packaged in this heavy foam, and glue it a couple strips to some cardboard and cut holes in it. Great storage place. Okay, some little tips here for those of you who maybe aren't quite the meticulous, wonderful, take care of your tools when you're painting, and clean out your brush every time. And sometimes I'm inclined to forget. And then the acrylic paint dries on there and forget it. Well, now there is a cleaner. Oh, good grief. Well, I'm going to clean the whole top of the table. It's a brush and cleaner renewer, and it's Da Vinci. I think he probably used it, and it's come down through the... Anyway, you put it on your brush like this, even if the paint has dried. And it will, look. Yeah. It really does take the paint off. Now, I tried this on some clothing, of course, and you know trying to get dried acrylic painting out of your clothes just doesn't happen. I can't guarantee that it's always going to come out, but it sometimes does help, especially if you haven't spilled the whole bottle. While we're talking about paint brushes, those who stencil and after cleaning their brushes a while or using them a while and they get all spread out, next time you clean them, just simply wrap the end with a rubber band, hold it together. Now, this tip is one that was thought up by our producer, Linda Watson. I think it's great. If you use any of these peel-off and stick-on letters, and you know they come in the art supply store, and you can get them in all sizes, and I use them a lot, especially when I know I'm not going to be doing such great lettering myself, use these little things. But sometimes I want black, and sometimes I want blue, and sometimes I want red, and sometimes I want gold, and it can add up to a lot. Well, Linda says, no, you don't have to buy all those. Just buy the white ones and then paint the letters whatever colors you want. You can just zap over them like that. Great money-saving tip. But even more important in a way, I think, is that then you've got the colors when you want the colors. There they are. Now, a little while ago we were cleaning. Here's something else. This is a product from Sweden, and it's called, I think it's called Reduran. Well, you take a look at it. At any rate, it is to clean, it's mainly for cleaning up dye. And Linda, again, did spill some dye on her rug and use it on the rug. That's not what it's meant for. It's if you get the dye in your hands and things like that. Or that rubber stamp ink, like this. So you take a little bit of this, rub it on where you have spilled. The only thing about it is it will come off to a great extent like this. Then you put, oh, the thing is, it does smell something awful. Oh, I think the poor flower, yes. It does smell badly, but it does do the trick, even if it does kill the flowers.
Oh, poor flower. Well, Carol's enough to make you perk back up again anyway. And I love the perforator she was using. It was wonderful, and it's also great for you rubber stampers because you could perforate the middle of your cards and stamp a bookmark. I have a few favorite quick and easy tips and tools for you too. See this art ruler here? The long slot down the middle of it is a great help in drawing a straight line. Nothing to it, especially if you need measurement on either side or a dimension of some sort. This is great. Also got a very, very nice stamp cleaner for rubber stampers, and it's made from a purse-sized baby wipe container. We took a paint pad that we peeled off of its plastic backing here, and you can kind of see what's left, and equal parts of glass cleaner and water, and you just spritz it in there, get it nice and wet, and I'm going to take my rubber stamp and clean it off. Isn't that nice? When this gets grungy, just empty it, clean the pad with soap and water, and add more cleaning mix, and you're set to go again. And then my favorite as a polymer clay artist, the nutmeg grater, which will never see nutmeg again, by the way, but it will see lots of polymer clay, especially the old clay that you can grate, and you can get a little bit of help here making a nice aging process. If you're rolling a little piece of maybe simulated turquoise, it makes it look really realistic. Stay with us for a crayon project for adults. And then unusual placemats and beautiful fabric cover-ups, amazing furniture facelifts, and unbelievable gift wrapping ideas as well, plus how to use markers in your scrapbooks.
For a wealth of information on everything social under the sun, look to Savoir Faire. Sunday at 5 Eastern, only on DIY.
Kids today are too soft. Mom cleaned our cuts with soap and water.
Now Band-Aid brand introduces hurt-free antiseptic wash with lidocaine to relieve the pain.
Where's this one at?
New Band-Aid brand hurt-free antiseptic wash.
If you want it done right, do it yourself. Now there's DIY, the new do-it-yourself network. Experts show me how.
Step by step.
Online, there are clear directions.
I can print out everything I need.
When I need a hand, there's DIY.
DIY's Company of Animals, a show dedicated to the unique bond between people and their pets. Just starting out, learn which puppy is best for your family. Got a cantankerous cat? We'll provide obedience tips. Everything from a pet's pedigree to the proper care and feeding of our furry friends. Company of Animals. Watch it with someone or something you love. Sunday at 5:30 Eastern, only on DIY, the Do-It-Yourself Network.
Welcome back to DIY Crafts. I'm Mary Lyon, and all through our show today, our theme is quick and easy everything, projects, tips, tricks, tools, all kinds of things that can make a crafter's life easier. If I told you that you could use crayons to make fabulous artwork for your walls, you'd probably think I was talking to your kids, right? Not so. As you'll see in our next clip with Kathy Cardinale and Edie Ellis, crayons aren't just for kids anymore.
And now we've got kind of adult projects that we can make that, you know, really appreciate that with kind of a youthful feel to them. So what we're going to do is make a little painting that kind of becomes crayon batik.
Oh,
all right?
Oh, nice.
There are a couple little tips to this.
But also, let's look at it because, yes, because it's really...
Can you see why we see batik? The little, you know, little crackly look there with the second color in and it looks like it had an overlay of something. Yeah. All those intense colors, though, is the fun part of this.
Yeah, I like
so
that. That's very pretty.
We've learned that you need to go shopping for crayons these days and get one that has, you know, a real good old-fashioned crayon that has lots of wax and lots of intense color in it. The new washable ones are not quite as successful maybe in this for the intense color. So let's say we want to make a picture. picture this size, some nice little bit heavy-duty craft paper would be fine, and we're going to color a picture. Now, the trick for this project is that we're not going to just be very light and stay in between the lines. We're going to press. And the goal here is to put a nice thick layer of crayon wax on the paper. So thick, 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 but also as we're pushing here very hard, we're probably going to break our crayon, we're going to be careful to leave a little bit of white space here and there all over the picture. Okay. That'll be important later.
And why are we doing that?
That will help when we actually put it in a bath, and that will absorb color later. So heavy, heavy, heavy layer of wax.
I always had to have a bath after I use crayons. I don't know about you.
That's why they're letting me do it instead of you. Okay, so now let's say we've covered our picture and we like the general composition of it. And now we're just going to wad it up. Isn't that just
you mean you get to play with crayons and then you get to just crinkle it up?
Crinkle it up, and it's a good thing. This isn't a mistake. We did it on purpose. The idea is now that thick layer of wax has been cracked all over. You may have to do it more than once to get some nice cracks going. And then we'll move over to this one. Here's a cute little bird we've got going here. And we're going to smooth it out, just hand smooth. We don't get the iron or anything. We just want it kind of hand smooth. Now, we're going to try to fill up those cracks with a nice contrasting color. So we picked red. Why not? So here, this is just plain, plain tempera paint. Not diluted, not anything, right out of the bottle, liquid tempera paint. And we're just going to glop on very, very thick. And we're going to cover everything. Remember all those white spaces that we left?
Right. Now, of course, people are going to think, oh, look, she made that lovely bird. Now she's covering him up.
Covering it right up again. That's silly. But any place that I put this is going to hopefully fill in our little cracks and be absorbed into the white. Okay, so super duper thick. And then we'll pick this up, and we can do this right over the kitchen sink. It'll be just fine. This is plain, just water, you know, lukewarm. We're going to dip our papered painting, which is odd too, and we're just going to kind of swish it around a little bit.
Not really, because you've got a wax coating on it from the crayons.
I think we're going to swish. You may want to wear rubber gloves if you're using an intense color, but it's just water-based paint.
And you may want to try not to splash your friend standing next to you.
That would be good.
You know, it may not be possible to do that.
Anybody who's looking over your shoulder deserves what they get. All right, so we'll take that up, and we don't want to necessarily get all this red off, just some.
All right.
We'll just take it over here to some paper towels.
I love this because it's sort of a slow reveal. What's happening to this?
What are we going to get? We are going to put another layer of paper towel or two over the top to soak up some of the excess, and then, like you said, what are we going to get? We'll just pull this back and see.
Oh,
okay. Might be fun
another.
We could to reveal a little bit more of our bird, but you can see already.
Yes, the color is coming
white
through.
And we've got that little cracked look, and we've got the white around the edges has taken on the red. So you can see on our finished one how the cracks really become an important part of the picture.
Yeah, oh, we can. Yes, we can. That's really...
Our only thing to mention.
Okay, we have one little caveat, one little thing that we want to tell people to be careful of.
Those lovely washable crayons that the first grade teachers love.
Can we put it over here, and then we can see it on our easel or on our frame?
The washable crayons wash off in our water bath.
Okay.
So we probably don't want to use them unless you're going for a real pastel look.
Okay, all right. But that's actually kind of attractive.
It's very different.
Isn't that nice, quick and easy batik with crayons? I learned a few things there, let me tell you. The key steps, for example, color hard. Make sure you do that. And crumble the paper, but good. The more you crumple it up, the finer the cracks that appear when you add the paint. And make sure you wash the paint off quickly. Now, we couldn't talk about crayons very well without something easy for the little ones, could we? Well, how about a super crayon, like these little round guys here, which we made. Holly actually cooked this up, our producer, with the little chips and broken pieces of crayon that you have lying around the house if you have kids running through. Took the paper wrappers off, of course. You melt them down in a greased muffin tin, and look what you get. Look at this, sort of a super crayon with super, super effects. You're going to want to stay with us, too, for unusual and fast table decorations coming right up. And then, fabulous ideas for fabric, a facelift for your furniture, great ways to wrap it up, and marker magic.
Craftsman has come up with another smart solution that simplifies projects and saves you time. The Craftsman Speedlock Drill and Driver System, exclusively from Sears. This patented Speedlock Quick Connector is the heart of the system. It fits any drill and works with keyed or keyless chucks. The Speed Lock's simple click-in, click-out action makes changing bits so easy you can do it with one hand without rechucking. With the collar snapped back, the bit is securely locked, and you're ready to drill with any of the 7 hex shank drill bits that are included with the system. The Craftsman Speed Lock system also includes this magnetic screw guide. It makes driving screws easier, faster, and safer. And you'll really love the screw guide sleeve. It acts as a stabilizer and guide, so you don't have to use your fingers to hold screws while you drive them, and they go in straight every time. The screw guide comes with 7 different screwdriver bits, so you can work with Phillips, slotted, or square head screws. Speed Lock lets you do even more with this combination drill driver. Drill a pilot hole and countersink. With a quick flip, drive in the screw straight and flush without changing bits or tools. At just $29.99, the Craftsman Speed Lock system is essential for anyone who owns a drill. Choosing the right tool can make any job go more smoothly. And with the Craftsman Speed Lock system, drilling and driving is faster, safer, and easier. Whether you're working around the house, remodeling, or building crafts, Speed Lock saves time and energy. The exclusive innovative design turns any drill into an efficient tool you can count on for high-quality performance every time. And because it's from Sears, your satisfaction is guaranteed or your money back. Sears, the good life at a great price, guaranteed.
Call now to order your 31-piece Craftsman Speed Lock set for only $29.99 plus shipping and handling. Use your Sears or other credit card and call 1-800-248-8855 or send check or money order to the address on your screen.
3 nights in June. 3 brand new battles.
Iron Chef!
For the first time ever, 2 Iron Chef dream teams go head-to-head. Then, it's the rematch you've been waiting for. Food Network chef Bobby Flay in Japan to face Iron Chef Morimoto.
This time, the oven mitts come off.
IC3, 3 nights in June. 3 2-hour specials, the ultimate Iron Chef showdown.
If you don't get Food Network, call your cable operator or satellite provider.
Late again. We're not going to get a bite. The bubbles make me gassy, Consuela. No. No bubbles. No bubbles. There'll be bites. Pick up your legs. Hello. We're busy right now. Get off the bike. We pay a monthly membership.
This is not trauma. This is.
Just make him a trauma. 16 over 76. Scissors, anybody.
There's nothing else like it on television. Trauma, Life in the ER, Tuesdays at 8 on TLC.
Ever notice how white seems to attract stains? Now you can have white and help keep it that way. At least when it comes to your teeth. With new dual-action whitening from Crest. Unlike ordinary toothpaste, it whitens in 2 ways. 1, it removes stains. 2, it helps keep them whiter with a protective layer that repels new stains. Too bad it only works on teeth.
It's gone.
Oh, it's gone. New dual-action whitening from Crest.
Welcome back to DIY Crafts. I'm Mary Lyon, and throughout the show today we're exploring lots of quick and easy projects and tips, all for us crafters. Now don't forget to check out the DIY website if you are a crafty internet user. Placemats are a nice addition to any tabletop, but you're probably thinking placemats aren't fast or easy with all that sewing and such. Well, do I have a surprise for you. Carol Duvall's guest, Sandy Reinke, has a placemat idea that you can make in minutes. Let's watch.
These are wonderful placemats. I don't usually wax poetic over placemats, but these are wonderful.
These are fun.
Now, what is this? What are they made of?
This is Savannah cloth, and it's a banana fiber product.
Savannah from a banana from Savannah, or whatever.
There you go. Yes.
Okay, that's what you have down here?
That's what that is, yes.
So it comes like by the yard, like regular fabric?
Comes by the yard, and it comes in all those colors.
Beautiful. Where does it come from?
It's made in the Philippines.
Oh. It's surprisingly soft.
It's very pliable. Yeah. It's very, very pliable.
So, okay, I'll get out of your way and let you show us how to make the placemat.
Okay. Well, what we have done on this is we've taken the Savannah cloth and we've cut out 4 placemats. You can get 4 from 1 yard, 16 inches by 18 inches, and you'll get 4 pieces just perfectly that way. So that's what we start with, and we leave the edges just raw. And then we're going to face them with our Wild Things paper.
Of course.
Of course. And this is how the paper comes. It starts this way, but it turns into something really wonderful.
If you haven't worked with this paper, this is just kind of a kick.
This is fun. You missed it just because it makes it easier. And you wad, and you twist. And the more you wad and twist, the more pliable it becomes, the easier to work with. And of course, it gets a texture too, like a pelt. So we've done that, and then you're going to want to cut out 4 strips, 2 16 inches and 2 18 inches.
Well, now, do you let it dry then and flatten it out?
You're going to want to flatten it a little, but you don't even really need to let it dry unless you've gotten really carried away with your misting. But you can still work with it when it's down. And we're going to cut out 4 pieces and 4 pieces of fusible webbing, same size, 2 18 inches, 2 16s. We've done ours 2.5 inches long because we want a 1.25 inch facing. This could be half again as wide if you want a wider facing. Important, put them all together and fold them all down the middle lengthwise, and then cut your corners.
You mean all 4 pieces of paper?
All 4 papers and your webbing.
And the webbing.
And the webbing. That way, if you cut it all together, all your cuts are the same, and you got an automatic miter.
Oh, yeah.
That all
so
fits.
you iron them first, then stack them and cut them.
And then, yeah,
okay.
exactly.
And you stack them, don't put them inside of each other because then they wouldn't match.
They wouldn't match, no. You want to,
okay.
No. So what we're going to end up with then, and you can see we've changed our pattern to a jaguar on this one. We're going to end up with our mitered corners. And everybody knows about fusible webbing. You take the wrong side to the wrong side of the paper, iron it on. It's going to now be adhesive there. And then we move over to this fellow, which we've got about 3/4 done. And we've already folded him down the middle, lengthwise. And you are literally just slipping this over your edge, folding it down flat.
Peel that other backing
you
off.
You peel your other backing off, yeah, good point.
Well, I've been known to not do that.
I have two. And then iron it down. And you're looking literally at about maybe a 6 or 7 minute project here.
Oh, God, they are very, very pretty, and they're so unusual looking. That's the thing about it. Now, what if you spill a little soup or something?
Well, what I would do if I'm really going to want to keep continuing to use these is I would probably put a spray-on matte finish polyurethane, so that if you spilled something on it that you would be able to wipe it off.
Now, I know, will this, if I spill it and I forgot to do that, is this absorbent? Will it absorb anything?
It won't once you've put a sealant on it.
Okay.
But if you don't put a sealant, yeah, it's going to absorb a little, although it has sort of a natural oiliness to it that resists a little bit. But it will.
Only take a little bit, but not too much. So you better protect it, because after making those, I think. And this, was this what you were talking about when you said you made a table runner?
This is a table runner.
That is really handsome.
Isn't that neat? And this same exact technique, except instead of doing small strips, we took a piece 15 inches wide and we used our zebra pattern on that. Fusible webbing the same size, and ironed the entire thing out, and then stripped off the paper on the back side and ironed that flat onto our piece of Savannah cloth. Did the same thing with a contrasting pattern. This particular one is Jaguar, and then, but with the Jaguar, rather than leaving it in one long solid piece, we started tearing. Both the paper and the fusible webbing will tear very irregular, which gives you a wonderful effect. You want to tear, you don't want to cut it, because you want that effect. And then again, iron on. And this is unlimited. I mean, you could do 5 or 6 different patterns and overlays.
I think you showed wonderful restraint.
Yes.
And then you just fringe the edges,
and
right?
then just fringe the edges. Absolutely.
Oh, I really like that. And then once again, now, can you spray with the protective thing? Can you spray on here?
Sure. You bet.
Because I think that would be a shame to have that spoiled. And my gosh, you got a pot to match?
Yep, well, we had a little paper left over. Not enough to make a sarong for you, although this would be wonderful too.
Oh, gee.
But so there was only a little bit left, so again, we did, this is with the glue and water mix, and we just slapped a little bit of extra paper onto this.
But this pot, now don't tell me that's one of your, that isn't one of your clay pot things.
That's one of our Tunisian pots, right? And then on this one, we just used a dark brown water wash. That's all that's on there.
And that's just acrylic paint mixed with a lot of water?
With a lot of water, and you just keep adding it and let the paint gob up a little heavier in other places, let the paint run over the paper.
Oh man, that looks good. Now is this darker here because it's more paint and less water, and that's, I mean, it's all the same paint?
All the same paint, just a little, yeah, more paint, less water.
Oh my gosh, a little bit of raffia around there. That is very good looking. And it goes nicely with your placemats.
And it works beautifully with the placemats.
Can you believe how fast she made those and how great they look too? I love the animal prints, the contrasting with the Savannah cloth. Man, that was great. Savannah cloth is, of course, available at all kinds of craft stores, easy to find. And remember to use a polyurethane spray coating on those before using them, because if properly coated, they won't stain with food. Stay with us for no-sew cover-ups, and then unbelievable furniture facelifts, gift wrap with a purpose, and marker techniques.
Hey, a DIY kid can do a lot more than you think. You can make your own kite, your own games. DIY even gives you the steps to make your own projects. Lots of great projects every week. DIY Kids.
Sunday at 2 Eastern, 11 Pacific.
I've always loved working on computers, and in the Army, that's what I do. I set up networks, I troubleshoot, I basically do things I would have never dreamed I'd been able to do before.
If you never thought about the U.S. Army or Army Reserve, think about this. There are 212 ways for you to become a soldier and work at a job you'll love. Call for this free video to find out which job is right for you.
I'd never really thought of the Army as a choice.
Your free video will also give you an idea of what Army life is like, how you can earn money for college, even what questions to ask your recruiter.
I'm going to walk away with a lot of memories, a lot of friends, and something that's going to change me for the rest of my life.
Call 1-800-645-ARMY right now, and you'll also receive a free Army t-shirt. Discover the 212 ways you can be an Army of One.
If you would ask me a year ago if I'd be here doing this, I could have never imagined it. I love what I do. I love doing it for the Army.
You're watching DIY Crafts.
Coming up next on DIY Gardening and Landscaping. Learn how to plant roses for future growth. Form a cone shape out of the soil in the bottom of the hole. Place the roots around the cone, water, then fill in. Also, we'll show you how to propagate your favorite rose plants and some great pruning tips that'll ensure years of beauty. Next on DIY Gardening and Landscaping, or online, go to DIYnet.com and click on episode 117.
Welcome back to DIY Crafts. I'm Mary Lyon, and our theme today is quick and easy, everything for crafters, projects and tools and tips and the works. Many of us love the idea of using fabric to decorate our homes, but many of us are not sewers. Watch this clip where Gail Brown shows Sandra Betzina incredible no-sew ideas for fabric.
Everyone gets inexpensive vases and doesn't know what to do with them after they do get them in a floral arrangement. And I've got a fast, easy way. We have an inexpensive glass vase,
So
round.
always cluttering up the area.
Yes, and then I just took a square of fabric, could be like 15 to 20 inches square. And this is a no-sew technique. Nothing could be easier.
Oh,
just
right.
tuck it in, and you have a vase for a dried arrangement.
Oh, that looks great.
If, Sandra, you're going to have fresh flowers and wanted to put water inside, then what I would do is rubber band an edge finished square over the vase so that you could put water inside and cover the rubber band up with a
It'd be
ribbon.
nice to take to a gift for someone's house.
Right, and very easy and recyclable.
Nice, very nice. Let's move this out of the way because I want to be able to see this close up.
Lampshades are plain typically, or they can get worn. Camouflage or transform by simply draping it with a lace square that I have edge finished with a lace trim.
Doesn't this look great?
And you could take it off if it was only temporary.
You know, when I first saw this, I thought it was a piece of antique lace, but now upon closer inspection, I see you just bought cotton lace.
It's just lace by the yard.
And then did a border.
I added the tassels for weight.
And added the tassels. It's wonderful. That's wonderful.
So there you have a transformed lampshade.
All right, now, oh, wait, that's right.
This is our before, Sandra. This is our shoebox here, and we all have many of those, and yet we all need storage. And for this, I've taken paperized fabric, which we showed earlier in the show, and I covered the lid and the bottom of the box.
Such great fabric, too.
Pink the edge rather than folding it under so that you don't have the bulk.
Okay, because if you fold it under, then it won't close very easily, all right?
And then the ends with the creasability of the paperized fabric. You get that nice, neat, yet still beefy
I
look.
love the way this whole thing feels. It has more substance. I mean, it really has a great feeling.
It's like the paper works as an interfacing.
Yes.
And then on the bottom of the box, I use the gift wrap that I used on the back of my fabric as lining for the box, glued it inside, and then rather than gluing, I just stapled my paperized fabric on the outside, and again, creased the ends, just like you'd wrap a package.
So great looking. Well, I can't thank you enough for coming. I've loved all these ideas, and I hope you'll come back. If you've got 12 books, undoubtedly you do have lots of ideas.
I'd love to come back.
Because really, I mean, it's amazing how nice this would be to give to someone for storage that moved into a new apartment or someone that's going to college.
It could be as small as a shoebox, as large as a file.
I know, it's a great idea.
Maybe you noticed that Gail was using what she called paperized fabric in that segment. Now, you need to know one thing. You can't go into a fabric store and ask for paperized fabric. It doesn't exist. You have to make it. And I thought I'd show you how to do that. And then you can make a cover-up just like Gail did. Paperized fabric is made with an iron on the wool setting. It has to be nice and hot so you can iron the fusible webbing with the paper backing to your fabric. And you do that. You find it immediately which side is the right one because you can feel it. And you put that with the webbing side down on the fabric and you just iron it. And you let it cool. And then my next step is to show you, here's a piece we already did. The fabric is ironed onto the webbing here. And here's my wrapping paper, which I'm going to put fancy side down because I'm going to iron the fabric with the webbing right to it. But first, you peel it off. Let's see if I can get this here. Because obviously, now this is a good sign because this was ironed so thoroughly that it's absolutely going to stick to the paper. It's going to be hard to get up here. And there you see, let's see if you can notice here. See, it's a little bit milky. That is correct. That's what you want it to look like when you peel the backing off because that means the fusible webbing is going to work for you. Flip it over so the webbing side is down on the wrong side of the paper and you iron that. And that's going to be nice and fused. And then, as you can see here, I'm going to put this aside. See how nice it sticks though? Here is the piece we did a little bit earlier. And see how nice it makes the paper? The paper's now, and the fabric actually is much more manipulatable because it doesn't wiggle around. The paper will keep it stable. You can fold it. It'll hold a crease. Really very easy to use now. And you can just let her rip. Isn't that nice? Now, it's a good idea always to get an extra set of sheets or pillowcases anytime you buy your sheets because then you can use that extra fabric to do stuff like this with. Still to come, furniture facelifts that are off the wall, functional gift wrap, and markers for your memories.
You're listening to KDIY.
Hi, I'm Brad Staggs.
And I'm Linda Lyday.
And KDIY is on the air to answer all of your home improvement questions.
Need advice on upgrades, making repairs, outdoor tips.
We've gathered together the brightest and the best to take on your latest project.
So bring on your questions and your emails, and we'll help you around the house.
Watch KDIY tomorrow at 11 Eastern and 8 Pacific on DIY.
Online at DIYnet.com.
Your goal is closer than you think. Introducing the ProForm 995 SEL treadmill. Follow the iFit 12-week workout program and you'll get results guaranteed. iFit gives you professional instruction and feedback.
You're in your target heart rate zone.
High-energy music and motivational coaching.
Keep up that energy. You're doing great.
You'll get professional nutrition advice and interactive workout programs that automatically adjust your fitness equipment.
Okay, now let's take it uphill.
With ProForm and iFit, you're just 12 weeks away from a better body, guaranteed, or your money back.
Wow.
Get the ProForm 995 SEL with iFit technology today for as little as $35 per month. Call now and receive iFit's 12 weeks to a better body absolutely free. You'll get 4 interactive workout CDs, instructional video, and nutrition guide. A $150 value free just for ordering.
To play the game, you gotta know the rules. DIY's Family Sports has what you need to get it right. With step-by-step how-tos for your favorite pastime, you've got game. On TV and online. Watch Family Sports. Sunday at 1 Eastern, 10 Pacific. Online at DIYnet.com.
Welcome back to DIY Crafts. I'm Mary Lyon, and if you're interested in any of the projects you see today that are so quick and easy, go to the DIY website. You'll find resources, all the details about every craft we're working on. I'm sure no one thinks of hanging wallpaper as quick or easy, but would you believe it is easy to work with as a cover-up for your furniture? Just watch as Katie Nelson shows Carol Duvall this novel use for wallpaper.
And this is what you've been doing, wallpapering furniture?
I've been very busy wallpapering furniture, giving it facelifts. Isn't it terrific?
Well, it really is. Now, I understand, rumor has it, that this particular table that we're standing next to did not look like this when you came in with it this morning.
No, it didn't. I got it for $5 at a garage sale, and I brought a picture of it with me to show you what it looked like before.
Oh.
Isn't that awful?
I would say it's a little tacky looking. No wonder you paid all of $5 for it.
No kidding.
Okay.
No kidding.
And now let's let everybody see what it looks like. And that's what you did. You know, and the fact, I know you did it in this morning before the show. It really didn't take you all that long, did it?
We gave it a full facelift.
Unbelievable. You know what I love? Not only the wallpaper, I love the gold tassel you put on the front there.
Yep, we put a wonderful pull, we put a wonderful pull on the drawer. We, first thing we did was we peeled off the leather that was on top of the table.
Yes.
We peeled it off, we cut out the centers, and used the pretty gold stenciling as a frame. Then we wanted to frame the wallpaper that we cut out. So the piece that we cut out, we actually used as a pattern.
Oh, how nice.
And we were able to cut out a little scene and use for the top of the table to put under the frame. Isn't that a terrific idea?
Well, yeah, no, that really is. I wouldn't, as I
say,
say, wallpaper and furniture just didn't quite, you know, not this kind of furniture anyway.
It does now, right?
And
Isn't
I
that
see
great?
you also have another piece behind you that you brought in. Now, don't tell me you got this at a yard sale or a garage sale or whatever.
No, this was an old family heirloom that's been handed down over the generations. And you can see it was pretty much on its last legs. But because of its importance and its sentimental value to the family, we wanted to keep it in the family, keep using it, but give it a facelift and make it look new again.
Actually, how much did you do to it? What did it look like prior to this?
We have a picture actually to show you of what it looked like before. There you go.
Oh, so it was really exactly like this, except for just the addition of the cutouts, is that right?
That's right. That's pretty much right.
So it was pretty plain and the kind of thing you'd put in the basement to put your stuff in.
And there it is, looking all shiny and new.
It looks grand. It really made a difference.
What I did this time was take a novelty wallpaper, and we had the impression of a traveler's trunk, but give it a new twist with these architectural motifs, and simply cut them out, and then wallpapered them onto the onto the chest. And then, as we have with every piece of furniture, we took a product called Mod Podge, and we just brushed over it, and it gave it sort of a doll or antique look to it.
That looks totally terrific.
Isn't
now,
that
what we
fun?
need to know, though, is how did you do all this? I mean, you told us. I want to show you. I want you to show us.
Okay, I've got another table right here, and again, it needs a facelift. It's kind of old. Now, normally we would wallpaper the paper to the piece of furniture, and all you have to do is use the pre-pasted wallpaper. You stick it in water for 30 seconds, and no more than that, just 30 seconds to get it wet. And once it's wet, you have to stick the wallpaper almost to itself, and that will activate the stickiness.
Oh, really?
Yep. That's
so
called
you dip it in
booking
for 30 seconds, and fold it back, and even if you're doing, of course, that's right, when you do the great big pieces, you're supposed to, see, I don't do much wallpapering. I watch people do it, though.
You'll want to stick sticky to sticky.
Okay. But now
And
you've
that
already
activates it.
pre-stickied this, haven't you, a little bit?
Well, we're not, it's, why don't you take that
Just
in?
so we could do
We're
this
gonna
on
follow the
television.
lines of the furniture.
So you actually pre-cut everything to fit.
Exactly.
Right,
Oops.
okay. I guess we didn't get it really sticky. But ordinarily, folks, again, you would put this in water, soak it for 30 seconds, put it back upon itself. Did I listen correctly?
You sure did. You're a quick study.
All righty. Now, what about these
So why don't you
you've already done it, haven't you?
You could actually leave the table as it is, or we wanted to add another touch to it, and we'll put a little border around it.
Oh.
So
now,
we'll
these are
take
also
the flat
pre-pasted,
edge.
aren't they? And pre-cut, I
Yeah.
guess, to measure,
We
to match.
pre-cut the border. We're following the lines of the furniture, right along the border there, and then you'll fold it right under.
You were a little neater at your end than I was at mine. Oh my goodness, isn't that
a
cute?
terrific look?
That totally changes it.
And we
really,
do all four
really.
sides.
Oh my heaven's sake. Now then, do we have an...
And we're changing the look of the table right before your eyes.
Now, are we going to leave the corners like that, or are we going to cut another little piece?
Nope, we're going to leave the corners just like that, and they will be brushed up a little bit when we use the polyurethane, which is a water-based, so it's easy to clean up, and we'll run it right over the wallpaper as well as the wood, and it gives it a terrific finish.
That's really a cute idea. I really like that.
I like that too. It's really incredible how the wallpaper gave that old piece of furniture a totally new look. Now keep in mind that Katie was using pre-pasted wallpaper, which we all really like around here because it saves you a step. You don't have to bother with the really messy step to the glopping the paste on. The paste is already there. You just add water, soak it for about 30 seconds, and whoosh, you're ready to go. Like I said in the previous segment too, you may want to buy extra fabric when redecorating. Well, same here, you may want an extra roll of wallpaper because you can use that extra to make little coordinating accents, steps like these that we're talking about, to go with what's already there. And you rubber stampers out there, you could carve part of an image from your wallpaper, take this and make it into a rubber stamp that you can use to make some more coordinating artwork. That would make a cute one, that little balloon. Coming up next, gift wrap you can really use. And then memory book markers.
Hi, Anthony Sullivan here with a great new invention. It's called the Pro Trim Shielded Paint Roller. And if you've ever painted a room before, you know how long it takes to tape up and cut in with a small brush. The Pro Trim changes the way you paint. It's a self-guiding mini roller that does the hard work for you. Place the shield against the trim and the roller against the wall and let your woodwork be your guide. It's like a train on a railroad track. Right or left-handed, it gives you a clean, professional look wall to wall. The clever design presses the paint to its finest point. No paint leaks underneath, and you get a straight edge every time. Here's how it works. Load the roller with the paint, adjust the spring-loaded arm with one hand, and let your woodwork be your guide. Use it up high on crown molding. Save time by painting around fixtures and fittings like light switch plates or lamps. It's great for windows and door frames too. It's small enough to paint furniture like bookshelves. By the time you were to tape this window up, you have it finished with Pro Trim. The Pro Trim is specially designed to fit into small areas like bathrooms, where it'll glide around mirrors, cabinets, and ceramic tile. When you remove the shield, getting into tight areas and feathering out rough spots for uniform texture is easy too. Because there's nap on the inside, it'll paint both sides of an inside corner, saving you time. Use it outside on lap siding and fencing. The Pro Trim works with oil, latex, or stains, and the rollers are refillable, replaceable, and rewashable. Even expensive electric rollers like this can't cut in like the Pro Trim. Call now and you'll get the Pro Trim for just $19.99. It comes complete with the paint tray and the instructional guide. But call in the next 5 minutes and we'll include 3 extra rollers at